So, let's talk about this a little bit. Did RTX really improve this game? I don't think so. I think it's clearly showing that this was the first game that came out with RTX stuff. And you can somewhat see that it just seemed tacked on, you know, that it was not envisioned when first the game was started, that it would even use this tech. Like, there was even that episode where I played around with the graphics settings. And man, ultra and extreme make no difference to high, or barely any. So you can just ignore those higher graphics settings. But man, that's often just the textures just look so plastic everywhere. And a lot of dark areas suddenly become bright as day. The second one that was important was in the desert. And I actually made the wrong assumption there. I should have went in when it was night, not when it was midday. But even for midday, that was way too bright. The entire area. I think the last time I played this, I did the same mistake. That I thought it was evening or night, and then it was midday, and that made their thing a lot more difficult. But the first time, when we were at on the first map, I cannot remember the names for the life of me. That's the only one I can remember is Caspian Sea, since I had that in my school days. But the other ones, bruh. Yeah, so on the first map, sure it was a full moon night, but was this night as bright as early morning or dinner time? Like, it was not good. It was not good. I barely even needed my flashlight. And then, like I just said, plastic textures. Like the helmet from the commander, von Miller, always looked extra shiny. Probably because it was extra shiny. It was a plain straight texture that wasn't supposed to reflect anything, and then instead of only reflecting a little bit, it reflected 200% or something. Same with clean hair. Yeah, sure, there was when I was in the forest and I had my little rage about stuff. Yeah, it went on so long that we went into evening hours where the sun would set, and then suddenly seeing the sun setting, seeing those light rays dance over the entire scenery, that was dope. That was really dope. But that was the only scene where I thought, man, that looked extra good. And I don't even know if it was RTX that made it look good, or if it was just the scenery in general, because I recently watched the Linus Tech Tips video on RTX. How much they guessed RTX could improve games or not. And what they did was they have a team of editors and different staff that buy stuff for them. So they have a wide variety of technology people that will play games every now and then. But there's a difference between someone who actually knows code, game design, and someone that just edits videos and buys computer parts, you know. And then they had, I think, 4 or 6 people, and then 2 computer sets. One was always with RTX, the other one not. Then sometimes they would have non-RTX on both, or RTX on both. And as it seems, you know, the guys that like the test persons were informed about the test, and even if they weren't from the second game on forward, they would have definitely looked out more for lighting effects and stuff, so fair game there. And the tech person that had in-depth coding knowledge would always see like maths, like the nets, the coding nets, that where you can see that how stuff is painted, you know. And the average person or casual persons, it was more random there if they were right or wrong, so they couldn't really differentiate between RTX or non-RTX. The reason given from the video was that in modern game programming we already went into the area where even non-RTX tech is so well done. Like we got tricks, we got techniques to hide the fact that this light is not real. So it wasn't super surprising that RTX was a 50-50 by casual gamers, that they couldn't really tell the difference. And that is what lighting for me in games kinda always was. Just something that was extra, that would definitely put something for atmospheric. Like tune into my Dying Light 2 third let's playthrough. It's not a let's play since I don't talk every episode. Like there you can see it even harder than in this game, that every texture is just crap, but then suddenly the light and particle effects are superb. So your brain is completely confused if it should be amazed or absolutely disgusted at what it sees. Yeah, so RTX in this game definitely was not a good thing. But on the other hand, like, I like to be a bit lenient here, but only because it was the first game, or it was the prime game coming out. It was in every trailer for Nvidia RTX. Yeah, there was always that one scene the camera would flow through the forest and then into that cabin with the desk and stuff, showing off the shadows, moving lights and all of that, and it really looked amazing. And it kinda sorta does, but I actually yet have to find a game where I can say, wow, this looks realistic. Until now, every game I played with RTX always made good textures look normal, and normal textures look like plastic. And that is my problem. I rather would have RTX off to enjoy the game as it was meant, not as a piece of plastic. You know? But yeah, I guess this game wasn't it for me. Yeah. So, yeah, have a good day, good night. See you around.